Hi everyone, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra, here today with defense attorney and former prosecutor, Judge Pro Tem, Tim Forsey, firearms instructor as well from Forsey Law. I want to ask him something. A lot of people ask me this on the main channel, and particularly, I haven't prepped him for this, so again, jumping him on the channel.
This is an interview by ambush.
Yeah. That many times now when we see somebody get they're a crook and a perp and they do bad things, and if they shoot somebody or shoot at somebody, they don't get charged with attempted murder, they get charged with ag assault instead, and I want to ask him why. Firearms Legal Protection is who I trust to help me after a use of force incident. If you're a Firearms Legal Protection member, I will also be on your team as a consulting expert, and you can attend our monthly Active Self-Protection training seminars for free. Check out all they offer to their members at the link below. So Tim, why would I charge? I mean, if you're shooting at somebody, you're trying to kill them. So why would I charge with aggravated assault instead of attempted murder?
Well, the answer is because it's easier to prove. And when you said just now, if you shoot at somebody, you're obviously trying to kill them. Well, you shouldn't be. Your goal should never ever be to kill somebody when you're shooting at them. Your goal is to stop the nature of what they're doing that puts you in fear.
We're talking about good people.
You and I both know that, right? But again, I mean, people get charged with these crimes that are good people sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
okay,
I mean,
that's fair.
I have maybe a different perspective because they're sitting in my office and I give them hugs. But the point is, some of these people are good people. They made a bad decision, but that doesn't make them a bad person.
Okay.
Right? So if you're shooting at somebody, that doesn't necessarily mean you're trying to kill them. It might mean something else. Maybe you shot accidentally. Maybe you shot recklessly. Maybe you intended to scare them. I don't. We don't really know why you were trying to shoot them. Typically, you see attempted murder when somebody is plotting a first-degree murder and they're caught before they execute the plan. That's attempted murder. That's where I'd hired somebody to kill my wife.
Right.
That's attempted murder. Okay. If I shoot at you and you survive, you might get charged with attempted murder, but it's very easy to prove aggravated assault, and it's much harder to show attempted murder because there has to be intent to kill. And that's where it gets down to, that's difficult to prove sometimes. Now, if I've asked somebody to kill my wife, if there's proof that I was plotting something like that, it's pretty easy to prove that, right? But in a spur-of-the-moment situation where there's a violent act that happens on the street, if I kill that person, that's only going to be second-degree murder. If it was intentional, often that gets pled down to a manslaughter charge. So again, why is that? Because it's easier to prove.
Right.
So it kind of boils down to that. And I guess I would hope that our representatives are fiscally responsible. So do you want to spend the $6 million that we see the state spending to prosecute George Zimmerman on a wasted case?
On a wasted case.
I mean, why that shouldn't happen, right? So in theory, they should only prosecute cases that they think they can win and that they can win.
Right.
Which is why, for defense attorneys, we always have to answer the question, well, most people are found guilty. Well, yeah, because a lot of them are guilty, and they have a public defender that has 15 other cases hanging over their head, and they don't get the defense that they maybe were entitled to. Lots of reasons for that, but the fact is, the success rate for prosecutors is quite high.
Well, and
they
of course,
can pick the cases they prosecute.
If I have to prove intent for attempted murder, and I have a defense attorney who is worth their lunch money, they're going to say, no, shut up. If you don't tell him that you meant to kill him, he can't prove that you meant to kill him.
The problem is we never get to say shut up. By the time we meet you, it's too late to tell you to shut up.
Unless you listen to the advice earlier and shut up.
And we've talked about this before. Well, the cops will think you're guilty. I don't care what the cops think. Yeah.
If you admit to intent, well, then that's admissible, right? Because you admitted it, especially in an excited utterance, for gracious sakes. But they can say, no, but you did your actions put that person in reasonable fear of death or great bodily harm. That's the crime of aggravated assault.
That's all it takes.
No intent required.
I mean, you see people, I've had a couple clients that were convicted when they acted inappropriately with a firearm that was unloaded. Clearly, they didn't really actually intend to shoot somebody because the gun was unloaded.
Still aggravated assault.
It placed the other person in imminent fear for their life, so it's aggravated assault. Exactly right.
Well, and the presumptive sentences. You're not really getting anything more out of attempted murder than you're getting out of aggravated assault.
Not really, no.
And so, given all that, do I want to spend the time and effort and try to get the person into telling me they intended to kill? If they hired somebody to kill their spouse, I don't have to, right? I just charge the attempted murder.
Exactly. And the thing speaks for itself.
Yeah. Then we tell the jury, why attempted murder? Well, I know his intent. He hired somebody, told him to kill his wife.
Right. It's pretty clear.
Pretty clear, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And we can go from there. So I think that as a prosecutor, it makes a lot of sense
Right.
that unless I have a real reason to go for the attempted murder charge, that aggravated assault is a low-hanging fruit that gets me to the same place.
Yeah, well, ag assault's generally going to be a class 3 dangerous crime, and attempted murder is going to be a class 2. So yeah, you're going from maybe 8 years in prison to maybe 13. Again, are you getting the person off the street, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, it's going to be an easier conviction to prove that. I think that's probably largely the answer to the question.
Well, and I think if I'm arguing with a defense attorney who is, their representation is good, and I go, yeah, we're going to hem him up for, attempted murder. Good luck proving it, counselor. I'll see you in court. And but if you go, come on, man, we got him for ag assault.
Right.
We got him. You may as well let him plead guilty, and we'll ask for 5 instead of 8.
Right.
And so that's this back and forth that happens every day. Man, great stuff. Thank you for the insight, Tim.
My pleasure. For whatever it's worth, you bet, buddy.